Welcome to The Explainer. If you're a founder, you know that getting that first big check can feel like, well, climbing an impossible mountain. But what if you had a clear playbook? That's what we're doing today. We're going to break down how to find, pitch, and actually partner with angel investors. These are the key players who can take a great idea and turn it into a real, thriving business.
Let's kick things off with a situation that I bet sounds pretty familiar to a lot of you out there. You've got the vision, you've got the drive, maybe even have a product that could totally change the game. But you're missing the fuel to really launch this thing. That initial cash is so often the biggest wall to climb. And that's why the solution isn't just about finding any old check. It's about finding a strategic partner, someone who brings not just the capital, but also that hard-won wisdom to the table. And that is exactly where an angel investor comes in.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Who are these angels, really? And what makes them so different from any other source of funding you might go after?
All right, at their core, these are successful high net worth people. Often they were founders themselves. But here's the key difference, and this is huge. They're investing their own money. Think about that for a second. It means they've been in your shoes, they've been in the trenches. They get the risks, and they have a personal stake in your success that goes way beyond just a line on a spreadsheet.
And this quote from Robert Simon, it just nails it. The right angel investor brings so much more than cash. They bring an entire ecosystem with them. I mean, we're talking about priceless experience and a network of contacts that could take you, as a founder, years and years to build on your own. Now that is what a true partner looks like.
It's also super important to know how they're different from venture capitalists or VCs. See, angels are individuals using their own cash, usually getting in on the ground floor at the very early stages, and they often act like mentors. VCs, on the other hand, are firms. They're managing other people's money, big institutional money, and they typically come in later with a much more structured, board-driven kind of approach. Getting this difference is absolutely key because it shapes the entire relationship you're going to have with your investor.
So what actually makes them tick? Honestly, understanding this is your secret weapon. I mean, of course, they want a strong financial return. No brainer. But it's almost never just about the money. They're also driven by this desire to stay plugged into an industry they're passionate about. And a lot of the time, there's a genuine motivation to, pay it forward, to mentor the next generation. Your pitch has got to hit all three of those notes.
All right, so you know who they are, you know what drives them, but where do you actually find them? Where do you look for these crucial partners?
Well, the search often starts a lot closer to home than you might think. First up, tap your immediate circle. I'm talking other entrepreneurs, your professional advisors, your lawyer, your accountant. Next, start looking at the successful leaders in your specific industry. From there, you can branch out into more formal setups like actual angel networks and business accelerators, which, they are literally built to make these connections happen.
Okay, now here's a piece of advice that can honestly make or break your fundraising journey. Start building these relationships before you need the money. A warm introduction from someone they trust, that is 1,000 times more powerful than a cold email just showing up in their inbox. You got to think of it as networking, not fundraising.
So you found a potential investor. Maybe you've even landed that meeting. Great. Now it's time to get your story straight, to get all your materials in perfect order. You really only get one shot at a first impression.
Think of this as your essential pre-meeting toolkit. You need 4 things, and they have to be locked down. First, a super crisp 60-second elevator pitch. Second, a compelling pitch deck, one that tells a story of growth. Third, your financials, your statements and projections. And finally, and this is so important, a product demo, something that proves you can actually build the thing you're selling.
This quote right here is the ultimate test for your pitch. It's all about clarity. If you can't explain your business so simply that, your mom or your grandma could get it, then you are not ready. You've got to ditch the jargon, forget the buzzwords. Complexity is your enemy in this situation. Okay, now for the meeting itself. This is the moment. And this is where so many founders, even the ones with absolutely brilliant ideas, make a really critical and super common mistake.
And this right here, this insight from Dominique Bellinger, it's a total game changer. Seriously, so many founders get this wrong. You are not walking into that room to sell a product or a piece of tech. You are there to sell an investment opportunity. Every single thing you say has to answer the investor's number one question. How is my money going to make more money?
So before you walk into that room, do yourself a favor and run through this quick readiness check. Number 1, have you done your homework on this specific investor? Is it even the right fit? Number 2, is your business really developed enough to be evaluated? And number 3, are you, personally, ready for the scrutiny?
You have to remember, they are investing in the founder just as much as they're investing in the idea.
Okay, but let's say you do it. You nail the pitch, you get the yes, you secure an angel. That is a massive victory for sure. But it is so crucial to understand that this is a partnership, and it comes with some pretty significant trade-offs.
So here's the deal. On the one hand, yeah, you get access to incredible experience, a powerful network, and this vote of confidence that helps attract other investors down the line. But, and this is a big but, on the other hand, you have to be ready to give up a piece of your company, and with it, some of your control over decisions. It's a fundamental trade.
This is the simple, fundamental reality of taking on an angel investment. Today, you own 100% of your company. The day after you sign that check, you're going to own less than that. You have to be absolutely 100% comfortable with that before you sign on the dotted line.
Okay, now, let's talk a little dose of reality. According to the National Angel Capital Organization, for every 100 entrepreneurs who formally pitch to a structured angel group, only 6 of them will actually walk away with funding. This is a tough, incredibly competitive world.
But look, that number isn't meant to scare you off. Not at all. In fact, you should see it as the opposite. The process itself, all the feedback you're going to get, the tough questions you're forced to answer, the network you build along the way, that stuff is incredibly valuable. Think of it this way. Every no you get just makes your business and your pitch that much stronger, getting you one step closer to a yes.
So really, it all boils down to this one question. The challenge isn't just about finding an investor. It's about being investment ready. It's about having your story, your numbers, and your strategies so rock solid that when that right partner does come along, you're not just sitting there hoping for a check. You're offering them the opportunity of a lifetime. The real question is, are you ready to be that opportunity?